place is not so bright. So the news has gone, but there is a way of asking. And then he says about, he is speaking about Yudhishthir Maharaj, that how Yudhishthir Maharaj was so cruel. Sorry, man, Dhritarashtra was so cruel to his own brother's sons. And then he said he was the cause of uh, even his removal also from the palace. So all these things, discussion was going on. Now 43rd verse, third canto, first chapter, right? नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां महिं मृगश्चालयतां चमूभिः वदात् प्रपन्नार्ति जिहिर्षयेषो व्यूपेक्षतागं भगवान् कुरूणाम्. Nunam, of course, Nupanam, the kings, three. Mother Utpathanam, going astray out of false pride. Mahim, earth. Mu, constantly. Chalayatam, agitating. Chamubuhi, by movements of soldiers. Vadhat, from the act of killing. Prapannaha, surrendered. Arti, Jihirshaya, willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers. Isha, the Lord, Api, in spite of. Upekshataha, awaited. Agam offenses, Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. Kurunam, of the Kurus. Despite his being the Lord and being always willing to relieve the distress of the sufferers, he, Krishna, refrained from killing the Kurus, although they committed all sorts of sins. And although he saw other kings constantly agitating the earth by their strong military movements carried out under the dictation of three kinds of false pride. The question arises, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I appear to relieve the earth from the burden. Now, Kurus are also the burden. Then why is it that he has refrained himself from killing the Kurus? And also there were other kings who were so agitating, and he has not killed them also. So these are all some doubts which is there in the heart of Vidura. Why Lord? Because he's asking to Uddhava, why Lord refrained himself from killing the Kurus? So why he was silent? Why he did not take part in the war? Because in the beginning itself, Lord said that I'm not going to take part in the war. What is the cause of his silence then? Because he has appeared to remove the burden. So naturally he is supposed to do that. So this is the doubt. Okay, read, Aruna, read the purport. So Prabhupada
Mataji,
explains very nicely. Okay,
Mataji,
Raksha, you read.
Hare Krishna.
हाँ
Thank
माताजी
you,
हरे
Mataji.
कृष्ण श्लोका 43 नूनं नृपाणां त्रिमदोत्पथानां महीमुहुश्चालयतां च भूमिः वत्यात् प्रपन्नाति तिहीर्षयेषो अप्युक्षतायम् अप्युक्षतागं भगवान् कुरूणाम् Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. As declared in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord appears in the mortal world to execute his much needed mission of killing the miscreants and giving protection to the suffering faithful. In spite of that mission, Lord Krishna tolerated the insult to Draupadi by the Kurus and the injustice perpetrated against the Pandavas, as well as insulted to himself. The question may be raised, why did he tolerate such injustice and insult in his presence? Why did he not chastise the Kurus immediately? When Draupadi was insulted in the assembly by the Kurus by their attempt to see her naked in the presence of all, the Lord protected Draupadi by supplying an unlimited length of clothing. But he did not chastise the insulting party immediately. This silence of the Lord did not mean, however, that he excused the offenses of the Kurus. There were many other kings on earth who had become very proud of three kinds of possession, wealth, educations, and followers. And they were constantly agitated the earth by movement of military strength.
So now
The
here the
Lord
question
was
arises.
just
No. The question arises. Draupadi was insulted, Lord provided so much of clothing for her, unlimited length of clothing. But when it came to he did not chastise the insulting party immediately. He could have killed Dushasan. He could have killed Duryodhana. He did not do anything. He just protected the devotee. So, how to understand the silence then? Why excuse the offenses of the Kurus? This is the question. Okay, he has protected Draupadi. He has protected even Pandavas when they were when they were to be about to be burnt in the lakh house. Protection is given, but what about chastisement? Why is he not chastising the enemies? When the attempt was there to kill the Pandavas, Bhima was attempted to be killed. So why he is not chastising the enemies? Why is he silent at the time? That is a big question now. Yeah. Read further. Lord was just waiting to get them together on the
Yes,
battlefield.
Mataji.
Yeah, read.
The Lord was just waiting to get them together on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and kill them all at one time. Just to make a shortcut in his killing mission, godless kings or head of a state, when puffed up by the advancement of material wealth, education, and increase of population, always make a show of military strength and give trouble to the innocents. When Lord Krishna was personally present, there were many such kings all over the world, and he thus arranged for the battle of Kurukshetra. In his manifestations of Vishwaroop, the Lord expressed his mission of killing as follows: I have willingly descended to the earth in my capacity of inexorable time in order to decrease the unwanted population. I shall finish all those who have assembled here except you, the Pandavas. This killing does not wait for you to take part in it. It is already arranged. All will be killed by me. If you want to become famous as the hero of the battlefield and thus enjoy the booty of war, then, O Sabyasachi, just become the immediate cause of this killing and thus take the credit. I have already killed all the great warriors: Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, and many other great generals. Do not worry, fight the battle and be famous as a great hero.
Okay.
Bhagavad
Now,
Gita
what is the question? What
11.32.
was the question? Why Lord is not killing them, chastising them immediately? That is the biggest question, isn't it? Now, Lord is expressing his mission. He says, I appear to decrease the unwanted population. First, this. I shall finish everybody. Aham kalosmi. Krishna says very clearly. Aham kalosmi. I finish them. I want to kill them, but in due course of time. And then that killing is not waiting for you to participate. Huh. It is not that Pandavas have to participate and then only killing can happen. It is only to give them name. Krishna has held it. Actually, Krishna has already killed everyone. The glance of Lord is enough to kill the enemy. Krishna has killed them by his glance. But Bhavya Sachin, Bhavya Sachin means Oh Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi is the name of Arjuna. Bhavasabyasachi. Nimitta matrena Bhavasabyasachi. You have just become a nimitta. Just to increase your fame, I do this lila. So there is a purpose. Krishna is not waiting for anybody to chastise the enemies. Krishna can do it immediately. But Krishna's silence is actually to increase the glory of his devotees. Okay. Read.
Yes, Mata. The
The
Lord
Lord.
always the Lord always wants to see his devotee as the hero of some episode which he himself performed. He wanted to see his devotees and friend Arjun as the hero of the battle of Kurukshetra, and thus he waited for all the miscreants of the world to assemble. That and nothing else is the explanation of his waiting. Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanasana.
So this is the reason. The Lord wants to see the glory of devotee. Ajasya janmot naashatha. Ajasya janmot pathanashanaya karmanya kartur grahanaya pumsam nanmanyatha korhati dehayogam paro gunanamritakarma tantram. So Ajasya, Ajasya of the unborn, Janma appearance, Utpatha Nashanaya for the sake of annihilating the just for the sake of annihilating the upstarts, karmani works, akartu of one who has nothing to do, grahanaya to take up, pumsam of all persons, nano anyatha otherwise, kaha who, arati may deserve, deha yogam contact to the body, paraha transcendental, gunanam of the three modes of nature, utta what to speak of, karma tantram, the law of action and reaction. So the appearance of the Lord is manifested for the annihilation of the upstarts. His activities are transcendental and are enacted for the understanding of all persons. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental to all material modes, what purpose could he serve by coming to the earth? Ajasya, he is unborn, Janma, appearance, Utpatha Nashanaya, for the sake of annihilating the upstarts, Karmani works, Akartu, of one who has nothing to do, Grahanaya, to take up, Pumsam, of all persons, Nanu Anyataha, otherwise, Kaha, who, Arati, may deserve, Deha Yogam, contact with the body, Paraha, transcendental, Gulanam, of the three modes of nature, Utta, what to speak, Karma Tantram, the law of action and reaction. Now the question is, why Lord appears? What's the purpose? Anyhow, he is beyond three modes of material nature. Why he should appear in this material world, which is actually in the clutches of three modes of material nature? Why is he coming? He is transcended to the three modes of nature. Why does he come to this into this earth? And his appearance is for the annihilation. That also is not doing. Then why are he coming? It's like you are in distress and you are calling your spiritual master, please come. And your spiritual master is just looking here and there. And he's so silent, he's not telling anything to he's protecting you, but he's not telling anything to the opposite person, to your enemies. Then the question arises, why did you come only then? If you are not protecting me, you are protecting, but you are not killing the other party. This is a very subtle thing. One is protection, one is annihilation. Now see, two things are given. Paritranaya sadhuna, vinashaya cha dushkritam. You see, in the Lord has kept that second intentionally. Why Lord did not say vinashaya cha dushkritam paritranaya cha sadhuna? Intentionally he keeps vinashaya cha dushkritam in the second place. That can be done either by his energies or that can be done by his devotees. Lord empowers them. But when it comes to protection, he does it personally. See, this is a very subtle thing. Guru protects the student and glorifies the student by making the student empowered to go and face the world. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur could have done, na? He could have gone to the West. Why did he tell Srila Prabhupada to go to the West? The question may come, you have told, but how many difficulties Prabhupada had to face just because he had to hear your word, go to the West and preach? Why you did not do that? This is the most subtlest thing, where Guru protects the devotee, empowers the devotee, empowers his disciple to face the world. Actually, the disciple is in the hands of the Guru, or Guru utilizes the disciple. So in front, who is seen? Disciple is seen. Whose name is enhanced? His disciple's name is enhanced. That is why Paritranaya Sadhunam, which only Krishna can do. Vande Jagat Guru. He is Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. He is the one who is the real protector. And when it comes to destruction, that can be done either by his energies. For that, he need not have to take part. He has already taken part. He has already killed everyone. He has already killed. He need not have to do it grossly. He has already killed. But gross, it is seen that either his energy has done, or it is seen that his devotee has done. In this way, he enhances the name of the devotee. He likes that also. So you see, in two ways he is protecting. Paritranaya Sadhunam, he has protected Draupadi. But at that time, he did not kill Dusasana. He left it. He left that scene so that, chastising scene, so that everybody will be assembled in Kurukshetra and all will be killed in a mass scale. Why kill only one by one? Everybody will be killed in a mass scale. But again, name is given to whom? It is given to the Pandavas. Okay. Sometimes when this scene is seen and all, I remember that how, and I was instructed in our Milaro temple and all. And Prabhuji used to tell me, you preach. And at that time, he protects me by making me preach everywhere. And thus seeing that even being a lady, you can preach everywhere. You can do so many tasks. But when it comes to chastising, he will not do. Intentionally, he will not do. So I am remembering that, I'm connecting that. When your spiritual master enhances your glories by making you strong to preach everywhere, they leave some scene uh, intentionally. They don't chastise directly. It is a very good thing. Like, even as a mothers, see, when your child comes and tells about, oh, usne mara, at that time, intelligent mother, what she does, she'll not go and directly fight with the child. She'll empower the child in such a way he has the strength to face the world. So understand it very nicely. This is known as empowerment. Never deal directly. Empower the children in such a way that they should know how to deal to the world. And last, yes, protection should be given. It is not take a talwar and you stand ahead. No. A real leader is one who remains behind and makes the person go ahead. And this is known as leadership quality. These two verses, if you see, is actually showing the leadership quality. A leader is one who enhances the glory of his dependents and also gives protection. You can protect only when you are behind, na? So that is how you are protecting. How you catch like this, na? So it is protection. Paritranaya sadhuna and vinashaya dushkrita. Many are from behind also. Lord is seeing, empowering. Okay, read Bindu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 44. Ajasya janmotpatanashanaya karmanya karturgrahanaya pumsam nanvanyatoko rati dehayogam paro gunanam uta karma tantram. Translation. The appearance of the Lord is manifested for the annihilation of the upstarts. His activities are transcendental and are enacted for the understanding of all persons. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental to all material modes, what purpose could he serve by coming to earth? Purport. Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Brahma Samhita 5.1. The form of the Lord is eternal, blissful, and all knowing. His so called birth is therefore an appearance only, like the birth of the sun on the horizon. His birth does not, like that of the living entities, take place under the influence of material natures and the bondage of the reactions of past deeds. His works and activities are independent pastimes. and are not subject to the reactions of material nature. In Bhagavad Gita 4.14, it is said, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale sriha, iti mam yo bijanati, karma bhirna sabhadyate. The law of karma enacted by the Supreme Lord for the living entities cannot be applicable to him, nor has the Lord any desire to improve himself by activities like those of ordinary living beings. Ordinary living beings work for the improvement of their conditional lives, but the Lord is already full of all opulence, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. Why should he desire improvement? No one can excel him in any opulence, and therefore the desire for improvement is absolutely useless for him. One should always discriminate between the activities of the Lord and those of ordinary living beings. Thus, one may come to the right conclusion regarding the Lord's transcendental position. One who can come to the conclusion of the Lord's transcendence can become a devotee of the Lord and can at once be free from all reactions of past deeds. It is said, Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. The Lord minimizes or nullifies the reactionary influence of the devotee's past deeds. Brahma Samhita 5.54. The activities of the Lord are to be accepted and relished by all living entities. His activities are to attract the ordinary man towards the Lord. The Lord always acts in favor of the devotees, and therefore ordinary men who are fruitive actors or seekers of salvation may be attracted to the Lord when he acts as protector of the devotees. The fruitive actors can attain their goals by devotional service, and the salvationists can also attain their goal in life by devotional service to the Lord. The devotees do not want the fruitive results of their work, nor do they want any kind of salvation. They relish in the glorious superhuman activities of the Lord, such as his lifting Govardhana hill, and his killing the demon Putana in infancy. His activities are enacted to attract all kinds of men, karmis, jnanis, and bhaktas. Because he is transcendental to all laws of karma, there is no possibility of his accepting a form of Maya as is forced on the ordinary living entities who are bound by the actions and reactions of their own deeds. The secondary purpose of his appearance is to annihilate the upstart asuras and to stop the nonsense of atheist propaganda by less intelligent persons. The Lord's causeless mercy. The asuras who are killed personally by the personality of Godhead get salvation. The meaningful appearance of the Lord is always distinct from ordinary birth. Even the pure devotees may have no connection with the material body, and certainly the Lord who appears as He is in His Satchid Ananda form is not limited by material form. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
The Lord likes to do the leelas. And in these leelas, the devotees are enjoying. So you see, when Lord takes part in the fighting also, Ananda, he gives Ananda. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Mataya Manhasu Yah Pranina Prati Leelaitena Bhuvanani Jayati Jasram. So he does leelas to attract all kinds of men, karmis, jnanis, bhaktas. That's what is given. The first purpose is to protect the devotee. Second purpose is to annihilate the upstarts. He can sometimes do it directly also, sometimes indirectly also. So last verse is of this chapter. Tasya prapanna kiralokapanam avasthitanam anushasane sve arthaya jatasya yadushvadasya Vartam sakhe kirtaya kirtha kirte. Tasya is prapanna, surrender. Akhila lokapanam, all the entire universe. Avasthidanam, situated in Anushasane, under the control of Swe, own self. Arthaya, for the interest of Jatasya, of the born. Yadushu, in the family of Yadus. Ajasya, of the unborn. Vartam, topics. Sakhe, of my friend. Kirtaya, please narrate. Tirtha Kirte hai. Now Lord's name is also Tirtha Kirte, of the Lord, whose glories are chanted in the places of pilgrimage. So, O my friend, now Vidura is asking Uddhava, O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, yet he appears by his causeless mercy, and upon the surrendered rulers of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest he appeared in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Anushasane, everyone is in his control. Akila Lokapana are under his control. And he appears in the family of Yadus. He is unborn. I want to know about him. I want to know more about him. So I am completely surrendered to him. He is so merciful to all the surrendered rulers. Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte. See, Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte. One who has to be glorified in the pilgrimages. That is why when a person goes to pilgrim, uh, in the places of pilgrimage, the work of all the pilgrims is to glorify Krishna, is to hear the glorification of Krishna. That is a work. So what we do in Tirtha Yatras, Tirtha Kirte, glorify Lord. When we go to Tirtha Yatra, if we talk all type of nonsense, then all the efforts are gone. That is why Gokhatha. They are the donkeys who talk all type of nonsense. It is Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte. One has to do the Kirtan of Tirtha Kirte. That is why it is said, one who accompanies you to show the place, you should be eager to hear more about him from that person. It is good for him also, it is good for you also. Because both are benefited. But if you don't take advantage of that, what happens? None of them are benefited. They are benefited or you are benefited. Okay? Okay. Bade Prabhu, is your throat okay? He's also suffering from fever. I think. Raksha, you read.
Yes, Mataji. Shloka 45. तस्य प्रपन्नाखिललोकपानावस्थितानामनुशासने स्वे अर्थाय जातस्य यदुस्वजस्य वार्ता सखे कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते. Translation: O my friend, please therefore chant the glories of the Lord, who is meant to be glorified in the places of pilgrimage. He is unborn, and yet he appears by his causeless mercy upon the surrendered rules of all parts of the universe. Only for their interest did he appear in the family of his unalloyed devotees, the Yadus. Purport. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. There are innumerable jewels all over the universe in different varieties of planets. The sun god in the sun planet, the moon god in the moon planet, Indra in the heavenly planet, Vayu, Varun, and those in the Brahmaloka planet, where Lord Brahma is living, all the obedient servant of the Lord. Whenever there is any trouble in the administration of the innumerable planets in different universe, the ruler pray and appearance and the Lord appears. The Bhagavatam 1.3.28 has already confirmed this is in the following verse. Ite jam sakalam pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrarari vyakulam loke rudayanti yuge yuge. In every millennium, whenever there is any trouble for the obedient rulers, the Lord appears. He also appears for the sake of his pure unalloyed devotees. The surrendered rulers and the pure devotees are always strictly under the control of the Lord, and they are never disobedient to the desire of the Lord. The Lord is therefore always attentive to them. The purpose of pilgrimage is to remember the Lord constantly, and therefore the Lord is known as Tirthakirti. The purpose of going to a place of pilgrimage is to get the chance to glorify the Lord. Even today, although time have changed, there are still pilgrimage sites in India. For example, in Mathura and Vrindavan, where we had a chance to stay, people are awake from early in the morning at 4 a.m. up until night time, and are constantly engaged somewhere or other in chanting the holy glories of the Lord. The beauty of such a pilgrimage site is that automatically one remembers the holy glories of the Lord. His name, fame, quality, form, pastimes, and entourage all are identical to the Lord. And therefore, chanting the glories of the Lord invokes the personal presence of the Lord. Anytime or anywhere, pure devotees meet and chant the glories of the Lord is present without any doubt. It is said by the Lord Himself that He always stays where His pure devotees chant His glories. Thus, and the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the third canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Question by Vidura. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Now, what Uddhava is answering this? Would he answer immediately? He is in complete ecstasy and also is crying in separation. So, for him to answer was becoming very difficult because the question was about Krishna. So, he's asking about Krishna. Vidura is asking about Krishna. I want to know what has happened in Prabhashetra. So, chapter 2 is remembrance of Lord Krishna. Shri Shuka Vacha Iti Bhagavataha Prishtaha Shatva Vartam Priyashrayam Prativaktum Na Chotseha Outkantyat Smariteshwara. Shri Shuka Vacha Iti Bhagavataha Prishtaha. So, thus a great devotee was being asked by Shatraha, by Vidura. Vartam Priya Ashrayam. And that too about whom? About his dearest. The message about his dearest, that is Lord Krishna. Prativaktum na cha. He was not able to reply. Utsehe outkantaya. Why? Because of great anxiety. He was not able to describe. Smaritaha Ishvaraha. He was continuously remembering the Lord. He was not able to reply. Yaha pancha hayano matra pratarashaya yachitaha. तन्नै छद्रः चयन् यस्यः सपर्यां बाललीलया. Pancha means 5 years. Yaha pancha hayano matra. One who pancha, that is 5, hayana, years old, matra, by his mother. Prata ashaya, for breakfast, yachita, called for. Tat, that, no, not. Aichata, liked. Rachayan, playing, yasya, whose. Saparyam, service, balalilaya, child. So when he was child, just at the age of 5 years also, he was so absorbed in serving Lord. When he was called by his mother for breakfast, he did not wish to have it. So mother used to call, come and eat. But he was always in the service of Krishna. So even at that age, he was not interested in eating and all. He was just interested in serving Krishna. So these 2 verses, Bindu read both the verses and here we'll stop.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Chapter 2, Text 1. Shri Shukavacha Iti Bhagavata Prishtaha Shatravatam Priyasharayam Prativektum Na Chotseha Outkantayat Mati Ishvara. Translation. Sri Shukadev Goswami said, When the great devotee Uddhava was asked by Vidura to speak on the messages of the dearest Lord Krishna, Uddhava was unable to answer immediately due to excessive anxiety at the remembrance of the Lord. Text 2. यह पंचः यनो मात्रा प्रातार आशया याचितः तन्नैच्छद्रचयं यत्य सपरयां बाललीलया. Translation. He was one who, even in his childhood, at the age of 5 years, was so absorbed in the service of Lord Krishna that when he was called by his mother for morning breakfast, he did not wish to have it. Purport. From his very birth, Uddhava was a natural devotee of Lord Krishna or a Nitya Siddha, a liberated soul. From natural instinct, he used to serve Lord Krishna, even in his childhood. He used to play with dolls in the form of Krishna. He would serve the dolls by dressing, feeding, and worshipping them. And thus he was constantly absorbed in the play of transcendental realization. These are the signs of an eternally liberated soul. An eternally liberated soul is a devotee of the Lord who never forgets him. Human life is meant for reviving one's eternal relation with the Lord, and all religious injunctions are meant for the awakening his dormant instinct of the living entity. The sooner this awakening is brought about, the quicker the mission of human life is fulfilled. In a good family of devotees, the child gets the opportunity to serve the Lord in many ways. A soul who is already advanced in devotional service has the opportunity to take birth in such an enlightened family. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 6.41. Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Brashto Bijayate. Even the fallen devotee gets the opportunity to take his birth in the family of a well situated Brahmana or in a rich, well to do mercantile family. In both these families, there is a good opportunity to revive one's sense of God consciousness automatically because practical, particularly in these families, the worship of Lord Krishna is regularly performed and the child gets the opportunity to imitate the process of worship called Archana. This Pancharatri key formula for training persons in devotional service is temple worship, whereby the neophytes get the opportunity to learn devotional service to the Lord. Maharaja Parikshit also used to play with Krishna dolls in his childhood. In India, the children in good families are still given dolls of the Lord like Rama and Krishna, or sometimes the demigods, so that they may develop the aptitude to serve of service to the Lord. By the grace of the Lord, we were given the same opportunity by our parents, and the uh, beginning of our life was based on this principle. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Principle. What is it? What is the principle? By the grace of the Lord, we were given the opportunity by our parents, and the beginning of our life was based on this principle. That is, we have to worship the Lord based on Pancharatra system. And the neophyte also gets the opportunity to serve the Lord. So you see, from the childhood itself, here it is glorified. But Uddhava just was 5 years old. And Krishna is playing with him, he's serving Krishna very nicely. Even when his mother is calling also, he's not interested. So now Yashla Prabhupada says, even our childhood also was developed like that. I still remember when I went to South, I went for recording. At that time, the small children were playing in Manola Kannan's house, his children. And suddenly I saw our Radha Goinji is Gayab. I said, where is he? I asked this, we searched the whole house practically. I said, where is Lord, where is Lord? And I asked the children, did you see Lord? They told, small children, 3, 4 years children. Every day what they do, their name is also Gopasakha, somebody's name is something else, one boy's name is Gopasakha. So I told, can you tell me where is Lord, did you see? It was just 3 years. Come here, come here. I'll show you where. He opened the fridge. It was very hot now that time. He placed Radha Govind inside. These all three kids, they placed, they kept flowers also. And they were worshipping Lord inside the fridge. So this is the bhava which Lord wants. The bhava is Lord should not get heat. So this is Pancharatra system. Pancharatra system means always be absorbed in worshipping Krishna. Lord is eating or not. Yeah, we will not be eating, okay, but Lord wants to eat or not. That all we should see. And when Lord is hungry, automatically you will feel hungry. And sometimes when I come from outside or something, I sometimes feel no, I should just sleep. But some terrific hunger comes. So why is this terrific hunger? Yes, Lord wants to eat. That is why. The moment you feed the Lord, all your hunger also will go away. So He is a person. He demands from you. He demands from you. He is a person. He wants your attention. That is what is important. So Uddhava is saying that I'm so blessed that even when my parents used to call, mother used to call, I used to not go. So here we'll stop. And that's how Uddhava is in ecstasy, is not able to answer. All these things we'll see in Tuesday class. Okay. Panchakalpadam pass into the Avcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Krishna Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai.